Alrighty, so this is my portfolio for Calc 2, Math 211. I'll start off with the exams. So, all three exams, haven't got back the third one yet, but I think they all went pretty decently. I've talked to you, Dr. Ortega, about the first exam. Really freaked me out at first, and I was really sweating for a little bit because it was just not quite what I expected. I guess I just expected exam with more questions, but just more run-of-the-mill. And the first exam, like every other preceding exam, was only 5 questions, and I don't know, I've never really had a lot of exams like that before. And they kind of made you think outside the box, which was good because it wasn't just rote memorization. It instead was using what you've memorized and applying it to something that's a little outside the box. And it kind of, I think, tested my knowledge of the actual subject more than my ability to memorize steps, which is very important. And then the second exam, I was really prepared for that. I did a lot of studying. I kind of knew what was coming. So I, set the curve for that one. That felt really good. That really boosted my confidence. And then the third exam, I knew I'd done really well in the first two. And I knew that I'd done well in my homework, so I knew I didn't have to set the curve for this one. Just the type of person that I am, I still studied a lot because I just can't let something like that go. It would have just stressed me out even more to not study for it. So I just decided to study for it. And when I took the exam, I felt pretty decent. I forgot how to do work, so I crossed out that problem. But yeah, that's okay. And then talking about the class, it actually is funny that it relates to work and hydrostatic pressure, and kind of all those are like a little bit. That's actually where I was driving past a big water container with my girlfriend, and I was like, did you know that I can calculate the volume of that water container? I can also calculate how much hydrostatic force is on the bottom of it, and I can calculate how much work it would take, or how much energy work it would take to pump all the water out of it. And so I guess that was just kind of fun. I'd never actually end up doing it. I don't think that's where my career is going to take me, is that engineering type of thing. But still, it's just it's a little cool to see how that applies to real life. And yeah. Another topic that I really liked was first of all, before I get into that, I really struggled with work and hydrostatic pressure and all that. And so I just sat down and I did a bunch of examples. And by the end of it, I felt really comfortable. Come the final exam, I forgot how to do it. But if I look at my notes really quickly, I know that I'd be able to remember how, which I think is important. So, and now moving on to my second favorite, was slope fields and population curves and everything like that. I really enjoyed doing that because I like the application for that. Going into medicine, it's not uncommon to be looking at bacteria and virus growth and all that. I know you did some of the research with some of your students this year on that, and kind of looking at those curves and how it can plateau and then go back up, or just how there's certain times where it will plateau, and then if the population gets too big, it'll actually die down after that. I don't know, I thought that was really interesting, and I can definitely see myself using that later in my field, most likely. How it connects to my major, I think they needed me to take this class because I needed to know how to integrate and derivate, because that's a very common theme in physics 1 and physics 2, and I need physics 1 and physics 2 because I use that knowledge in physical chemistry. So it also teaches you to be a critical thinker. I mean, there's no way you get through calculus 2 without good study habits and good critical thinking skills and being able to apply yourself. And so I think that's actually where I think it's most applicable to my major. Challenges that I had this semester. Challenges would probably just be more of my self-confidence. I've never thought that I was a very good math student. Getting through high school, the only C that I got in high school was my pre-calculus class, and so going into calculus in college during last winter break, I was like, oh no, I got a C in pre-calculus. I'm going to be screwed for taking calculus. But then, I did that, and I got through fairly well and got an A, and that helped build my confidence. But then going into Calc 2, even after that, I kind of went through the same thing again. It's like, man, what am I kind of doing here? Like, I'm not a math student. This is not where I will be performing my best. But, kind of as I went through the semester, I figured out it again is just, if I apply myself and I, do extra work on the things that I struggled with the most, like work and hydrostatic pressure, then I can excel in those areas. So yeah, I think that's kind of the breadth of the topic. I really honestly enjoyed this course. I really debated going into Calc 3 just because how applicable differential equations can be. But I just have decided not to do that because I'm instead going to be pursuing stats, which you have told me to do, and I see that this is going to help me a lot in research and stuff like that. Alrighty, well that is my portfolio. I had a great semester with you, Dr. Ortega. I really appreciate all the time that you spent in office hours with me. Yeah,